What are you doing, Leo?
I'm just watching a movie, Grandpa.
Movie is it any good?
But it's a superhero movie. It's really awesome.
Oh, I see. So, kid, do you want to try becoming a superhero?
What? You're turning me into a superhero? How? Grandpa?
Just follow me and you'll find out.
Wow, what is this? Grandpa? Is this your latest invention?
That's right. Let me introduce you to the gene transformation machine that I just invented. It can change our human genes into those of animals or even insects.
But you said you'd let me become a superhero?
Then you'll gain superpowers from other species. Now, step inside.
Is this safe, Grandpa? I'm a bit scared.
It's fine. Don't worry. First, we're going to turn you into a superhero with unbeatable strength on this earth. We'll insert the genes of a dung beetle into your body. Tada, can you feel it, kid?
I feel so much power in my body. What did you do to me?
I've successfully transformed your genes into those of a dung beetle.
A dung beetle? Why a dung beetle? Grandpa, I thought super strength would come from an elephant or a grizzly bear.
Don't underestimate those little dung beetles. People might look down on them because of their passionate love for poop, but there's something very special about them. Dung beetles can fly for miles to find fresh piles of dung full of undigested grass. They can smell the stench from the air using their extremely sensitive antennae. The African dung beetle Scarabaeus sasser can even orient itself by observing the Milky Way, something no human can do. However, the most badass ability is super strength. Most dung beetles are strong, but the strongest of them all is Onthophagus taurus. They can roll a dung ball that weighs 1,141 times their own body weight. If they were human-sized, they could pull a 67-ton Leopard 2 A7 tank or drag 6 double-decker buses fully loaded with people. So, in terms of strength relative to body size, dung beetles are the strongest creatures on planet Earth, even if they're a bit dirty.
Wow. I can't believe it. So, now I can lift an entire bus.
Of course, the buses would be no problem either.
Alright, now I'm gonna try with... why did my muscles disappear? What's going on?
I haven't told you yet. This effect only lasts for 5 minutes. The invention isn't fully perfected yet. Alright, now I'll give you a new, even more badass power. Turn back into the glass chamber.
I was about to show off to my friends. What are you turning me into this time, Grandpa?
Stand still. This one's going to be really interesting.
Wait, what's happening? Why did I turn into a girl?
Surprised yet? You now have the superpower to change your own gender at will, just like clownfish. Unlike humans, where gender in modern society is a sensitive and complicated issue, clownfish have a simple solution. Gender is flexible and changes according to need. Clownfish are hermaphrodites. All of them are born male, and the largest one will change into a female. Each school usually has only one dominant breeding pair, the largest and most superior male and female, who handle egg laying. If there's more than one female in the group, they will kill each other until only one remains. The younger males in the group adjust their growth rate and stay small so they don't become a threat to the dominant pair. Otherwise, they'd be driven out or even killed. However, when the only female in the group dies, the dominant male will change sex into a female. His testes will dissolve while ovaries form. This sex change happens naturally about 2 weeks after the death of the dominant female and can take up to more than 3 years. During that time, the largest remaining young male will grow rapidly to become the new breeding male.
If what you said is true, after finding Nemo, his dad will change gender, and Nemo will grow up really fast so that...
Exactly, my dear. That's how clownfish survive in nature.
Hurry up and turn me back to normal, Grandpa.
Seems like you don't like this superpower, huh? Fine. We'll try a different one, okay? Loading a new gene code.
Huh. Why is there no change this time? My body still looks normal.
You might not believe it. Pay close attention.
I feel completely normal. It's just, why does my voice sound so weird? It sounds exactly like yours, Grandpa.
Because I just gave you the genes of a bird with an insanely amazing ability to mimic voices. The king of mimicry, the lord of imitation. That's what people call the lyrebird, a native bird of the magical land of Australia. During breeding season, the male can sing for up to 4 hours a day. Their songs are incredibly diverse. From their own traditional songs to the unique melodies of other bird species, they can even mimic the calls of entire flocks of birds or the sounds of non-bird animals like koalas, kangaroos, and dingoes. Even more impressive, lyrebirds have been recorded mimicking man-made sounds, factory whistles, handsaws, chainsaws, car engines, fire alarms, rifle shots, camera shutters, crying babies, music, phone ringtones, and even human voices. The lyrebird's superpower comes from a sound-producing organ very similar to the human larynx, called the syrinx. In most songbirds, the syrinx has 4 pairs of syringeal muscles, but the lyrebird only has 3. Scientists usually say that the more muscle pairs, the more complex the sounds a bird can produce. Yet the lyrebird is an exception. No one really understands why they can mimic so incredibly well with a simpler sound-producing structure.
That's so creepy. A bird that can mimic so many voices.
You could go perform on the streets with this superpower. All right, let's continue with the next gene code.
Do you have any superpower that can help me get a girlfriend?
Grandpa,
If you want a girlfriend, this superpower is perfect for you.
my body is still normal, and my face hasn't changed either. I thought you were going to make me more handsome.
You don't even need to be handsome. You'll make all the girls at school fall in love with you.
Aren't you exaggerating? How exactly?
By controlling other people's minds in the world of invertebrates. The cuttlefish has the largest brain to body size ratio and is one of the most intelligent. It's no surprise that its hunting strategy is astonishing. Cuttlefish are famous for their ability to change skin color rapidly and vividly. The chameleons of the sea can change their color and patterns in just 1 second, creating up to 13 different outfits in 3 distinct styles: uniform, spotted, and disruptive. The secret to this ocean magic lies beneath their skin. Cuttlefish have countless pigment cells. Each cell is a sac containing hundreds of thousands of pigment granules in yellow, red, or brownish black. Around each cell are hundreds of muscle fibers that control the opening and closing of these sacs, revealing the color inside. By combining different levels of sac opening, cuttlefish create a dazzling display that hypnotizes any prey. And while the prey is mesmerized and disoriented, the cuttlefish shoots out its 2 long tentacles and eats it.
So if I want to hypnotize someone now, do I have to dance?
Exactly. At that moment, you'll keep changing colors and anyone who looks at you will be hypnotized.
Oh,
And remember to take off all your clothes. It works better that way.
Are you kidding? If I take off all my clothes, I'll get caught by the school security before I even start dancing.
So you should practice dancing first. I think dancing naked with a body full of colors would be very attractive.
I don't like the superpower at all.
All right, what's the next superpower? This time you'll get the power of a god.
God, like, what is it, Grandpa?
The ability to run on water.
Running on water?
Running on water isn't completely impossible for humans. You just need to run at 70 to 108 kilometers per hour. But there is a creature that can actually run on water. averaging 70 to 76 centimeters in length. The basilisk lizard lives mainly in the tropical forests of Central and South America on trees near water. When threatened, they simply leap from the tree and sprint across the water's surface, while their enemies watch helplessly. Do this thanks to the fringe-like scales on their hind feet. On land, these fringes are pressed tightly against the toes. However, when facing the risk of becoming dinner, the fringes spread out to increase the surface area of the foot, allowing it to run on water at about 24 kilometers per hour, while most of its body stays above the surface. But everything has its limit. After 10 to 20 meters, the lizard will sink, will then continue swimming until it feels safe.
So now I can run on the river? Everyone's gonna be amazed when they see me.
That's true. I'm afraid with the gene machine only working for 5 minutes, there won't be enough time for you.
Boring, and I have superpowers, but I can't even use them.
When I finish perfecting this machine, you'll have the chance to show off to your friends.
Huh.
Why is my vision so blurry? It feels like I'm nearsighted.
No, kid. Actually, you're now farsighted.
Said it was super strength, but now I have farsightedness.
Not really, because now you have the superpower of an owl. Owls are nocturnal party animals because most of their diet consists of mice and other rodents that sleep during the day and come out at night. Owls have eyes that can see through the darkness. In an owl's retina, there are far more rod cells sensitive to low light than cone cells responsible for color and requiring bright light, about 30 times more. This makes every night scene appear as clear as daytime. To support the rod cells, owls also have a tapetum lucidum, basically a reflective tissue layer behind the retina. After light passes through the retina, this biological mirror reflects it back along the same path, giving the rod cells a second chance to capture the light. Owls have large, fixed eyes in their sockets, meaning they can't glance or look sideways. To look around, they have to turn their heads. Luckily, they can rotate their heads up to 270 degrees because they have twice as many neck vertebrae as humans, 14, and very large vertebral openings that allow them to turn their heads almost a full circle without cutting off blood flow to the brain. Besides their sharp eyesight, owls were also given the quietest wings in the bird world. Owl feathers have serrated edges that reduce air turbulence and bring the volume of wing flaps down to 0. But as awesome as they are, owls have a weakness. They can see through the night. They glide like ghosts. However, they are farsighted, meaning they can't see things clearly up close.
So I can only see things far away, but I can't see anything up close.
No! You can still see clearly in the dark. The advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Now we move on to the next ability. This time I'll let you experience the feeling of immortality. Get ready, kid!
What, immortality? Are you serious, Grandpa?
So, how does immortality feel? Different from normal?
I don't feel anything strange at all.
Not normal at all, because you now have the genes of an immortal creature. It's the immortal jellyfish. Every living being goes through a life and death cycle. However, some species seem to have found the secret to defy that law. Toratopsis dohrnii is the name of the immortal jellyfish, one of the few animals whose adult form can revert its cells back to a youthful state. In difficult situations, such as injury, starvation, harsh environments, or simply when they feel like starting life over, the adult jellyfish transforms back into a younger polyp stage. This rejuvenation is marked by the disappearance of the bell structure and tentacles. Then the adult jellyfish returns to the cyst or cube stage before developing back into a polyp, the fixed living stage of the jellyfish. BBC once said that even when dead, the cells of the immortal jellyfish can still reassemble into polyps, and from those polyps, new jellyfish are born.
So I can turn back into a 5-year-old.
Of course.
Wow, Mom's gonna be so shocked I have to go show her. Hey, the time ran out again.
I want to go back to being young too. Back then I was the most handsome guy in the neighborhood.
Aren't you overpromising, Grandpa?
All right, let's continue. We still have a few more gene codes left.
Why do I feel like I'm being tricked?
This time you have the chance to become a superhero straight out of the movies.
What? Who did I turn into this time, Grandpa?
You become Deadpool.
Deadpool?
You mean I can regenerate my...
Baldy.
Exactly. I've just implanted the genes of the Mexican axolotl into you. While humans grow up and age, the Mexican axolotl basically
Rose,
but never ages. They are famous for almost never undergoing morphological changes throughout their entire lives. You wouldn't be able to tell a baby axolotl apart from an old one. Mexican axolotls can regenerate almost any body part, limbs, tail, spinal cord, heart, eyes, and even parts of the brain, as long as they are still alive. After losing a body part, a blood clot forms at the wound. Then the wound is covered by skin cells. In the following days, the epidermal cells at the wound develop into pluripotent stem cells, which differentiate into the necessary cell types to regenerate the lost parts, according to the blueprint in the DNA. Despite this superpower possibly inspiring the Marvel character Deadpool, the Mexican axolotl is now facing a very high risk of extinction, with only 50 to under 1,000 individuals left in the wild.
A skill like that, and it's extinct.
Having superpowers doesn't necessarily mean you can survive in nature. Do you want to try? I'll cut off your arm, and we'll see if it grows back.
So, how long does it take for my arm to grow back?
I think it'll only take a few days.
Never mind. Let's wait until your invention is perfected.
Next is the power of another very famous superhero.
I wonder what it is this time.
I've just given you the genes of a bat.
Grandpa, this time my eyes aren't blurry anymore, but I can't see anything at all. Is your machine broken?
No, because bats are blind. As we know, bats are blind, and all of them navigate using echolocation. But these are just common misconceptions about the species. There are more than 400 bat species living around the world. 70% of them are microbats, small bats that see the world through sound waves. Most bats that hunt using biological sonar have poor eyesight. However, none of them are actually blind. Bat species that don't use echolocation, mainly megabats, flying foxes, usually have good eyesight, equal to or even better than humans to navigate using sound. Bats emit sounds at frequencies from 14,000 to 100,000 hertz through their mouth and nose, most of which are far beyond the human hearing range of 20 to 20,000 hertz. By comparing the emitted pulses with the returning echoes, bats gather information about their environment, allowing them to detect very small prey like mosquitoes in complete darkness. For example, the time delay of the echo tells them the distance, while changes in frequency indicate the position and movement of the prey.
You said I have the superpower of a famous hero?
Well, that's our Batman spirit animal, super famous. All right, this is the final gene code.
Is this really the last time? I'm getting tired of this machine already.
This time you can help your family save a lot of money on electricity bills.
Huh? Why is electricity coming out of my hand? But the electricity isn't even that strong.
Exactly. It's real electricity. I've just implanted the genes of the electric eel into you. As everyone knows, the first electrochemical battery was invented by the Italian physicist Alessandro Volta in 1800. But you probably didn't know it was inspired by electric eels. Despite their name, electric eels are not actually eels, more closely related to catfish. Electric eels can grow up to 0.5 meters long. They are nocturnal and live in murky waters with poor eyesight. Therefore, they're electroreceptive. Organs evolved to become both their eyes and their hunting weapons. Each electric eel has 6 electric organs running along its body, divided into 3 pairs: the main organ, the hunter's organ, and the sax organ. They can discharge electricity at levels. Low voltage is used for navigation, and high voltage is used to stun prey. They generate high voltage. About 6,000 electrocytes stacked in series in the main organ can produce 600 volts to 860 V.
Meanwhile,
The sax organ only produces about 10 volts at 25 Hz for navigation. To this day, the function of the hunter's organ is still debated, even though the voltage is extremely high. For times, the voltage in my house's electrical outlet and the current intensity in each pulse can reach about 1 The electric shocks from an electric eel are not as deadly as we think because the contact time of each pulse is extremely short, only about 2 milliseconds.
meanwhile,
You need 100 to 400 milliseconds to blink once. Although they usually don't kill, the electricity from an electric eel can still cause respiratory or cardiac arrest, indirectly leading to drowning if the victim faints in shallow water. It's also strong enough to scare a horse and throw you into the river. That's why I invented this electric pulse gun. All you need is for me to shoot you once, and then you can stick your hand into the power socket and generate electricity for the whole family.
Then why don't you just invent a power generator? That way, our whole family can use electricity freely.
Great idea! A power generator powered by the electricity of 100 electric
eels.
A great invention. Tomorrow you and I will go catch 100 electric eels.
I don't think I can go anymore. I have school tomorrow, and I also promised to play basketball with Alex, so you'll have to go alone. Alright everyone, the video has been quite long. Thank you for watching until the end. I wish you all an amazing day. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and subscribe. Thank you.